Good day, everyone, from the sunny state of Florida. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I would like to welcome everyone to this year's annual gathering, which, in addition to rendering the annual report, we have one important occasion to celebrate, our second grand reunion. It's amazing how time flies, isn't it? It's been 4 years since our last reunion in 2013. For those of you who do not know me, I am Roberto, also known as Ribay, President of the WAS Standards Alumni Association Incorporated. I am honored to present the Association's 2017 annual report. But first and foremost, I would like to take this moment in welcoming and congratulating once again the alumni and their families and friends to our second alumni reunion. 4 years ago, many of us sat foot on our grounds of our beloved alma mater to reminisce our old memories and rekindle our friendships during our high school days, which many of us clamor to be the most memorable and happiest times in our lives. Today, as we celebrate our second gathering, we have the opportunity to relive that moment once again and make our bonds even stronger. In our 5th anniversary as an organization, we have achieved solid accomplishments towards the attainments of our goals, which every one of us can be extremely proud of. Thank you for the tireless effort and cooperation of our members and the boundless generosity of alumni and friends. Without their help, our mission would have been impossible to achieve. I urge everyone who are willing and able to get involved. And let's move on with a greater enthusiasm and dedication. First, let me apologize for not being present in this glorious occasion. If there's anything I regret most, is my inability to physically be present today and enjoy the company of friends. However, I am confident that this occasion will be a success, even with my physical absence. Thank you for all those who made this event possible. As per our bylaws, one of my duties as president of our association is to render this report. Please bear with me in this short presentation of our association's 2017 annual report. I am happy to report that our association continued to gain positive momentum during the year, although to a much lesser extent than we had hoped for due to limited financial time and other valuable resources. Yesterday, we have elected the 6 new Board of Trustees members who will replace the positions that expires at the end of this year. To ensure that we continue to focus on our mission, I would like to once again present the framework of our programs so that you may all know how our association is working to support our mission. One of our objectives is to continue increasing our membership base. Our success hinges in our ability to drum up support from our members. We are happy to report that we have increased our membership. Notwithstanding the challenges, we had managed to beef up our educational support program, our flagship initiative, by increasing the number of scholars and sponsors. And of course, we have continued to sustain our financial standing throughout the year. I will be presenting our association's state of financial affairs as of the end of December 2017, which is also the end of our fiscal year. One of the major accomplishments of this year, of course, is the fruition of our wish from our union in 2013, the second grand reunion which we are presently celebrating. Lastly, I would like to outline the association's plan for 2018. I will now delve deeper into each of these accomplishments. In December 2015, the association members elected the new members of the Board of Trustees. Per our newly amended bylaws, the trustees shall be elected at large or through online voting as deemed net practical, efficient, and appropriate. They shall serve a 4-year term with half of the trustees elected every 2 years to ensure that the board is maintained as a continuous body throughout staggered tenure. To elect staggered terms, during the initial election under these amended bylaws, candidates obtaining the 6 highest numbers of votes shall serve for 4 years, while the rest for 6. Thereafter, its elected trustee shall serve the full 4-year term. The following were elected to serve a 2-year term for January 2016 to December 2017, and their term is expiring tomorrow. Marilu Carag, Stanislao Ribanal, Ligaya Redoblado, Violeta Dineros, Jose Reynosa, Estrella Rapirap. Please join me in thanking them for their invaluable services to our association. Yesterday, we elected the 6 new Board of Trustees members who will have a tenure of 4 years, from January 1st, 2018 to December 31, 2021. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming them as new Board of Trustees members. The organizational meeting of the new board will be held early next year. During that time, a new set of officers will be elected. The first program is the continuation and expansion of the Educational Support Project. This is a carryover of the existing project initiated by the preceding administration. The basic project concept remains the same, but the project shall be expanded to cover additional beneficiaries each year, with the number of new scholars to be determined by the association's financial resources. The association shall solicit support from alumni, non-alumni, and granting institutions, invite and screen prospective scholars, present the list to donors, monitor scholars' academic performance, and update donors on the performance of their scholars. The association's Educational Support Committee shall coordinate all activities and liaise with the donors. The second project is the OWAS Water Supply Informational Campaign and Governance Support Project. The association shall help the OWAS local government, if desired, on the existing issues by providing information and advice, help plan and undertake customer surveys to gather data to feed into the policymaking process, assist in disseminating information to the public about the whole undertaking, and help mobilize resources and our assistance for setting up the required operating systems and procedures. Third is the Adopt a School project. The association shall partner with select public elementary school in the WAS, with the latter benefiting the recipient of donations as well as other forms of assistance from OSHSAAI alumni that would facilitate or broaden the students' learning experience and improve the overall educational delivery system of the partner school. Fourth, support of the WAS Public Libraries project. The association shall continue providing support to the public and school libraries by donating books, periodicals, magazines, and other resource materials. It shall also assist in the campaign to encourage OWASeños, especially the youth and out-of-school children, to read and educate themselves on various topics of technology, science, business, medicine, technical skills, art, history, culture, and current events. And last but not the least is the Micro and Small Business Entrepreneurial Assistance Project. The association shall promote local entrepreneurship and the development of homegrown micro and small business enterprise. The association shall 1. Help organize seminars and workshops by tapping the training resources of various government agencies in the province, including OSHSAAI alumni. 2. Support researches exploring potential local intermediary products and processes, including those undertaken by students as part of their studies. 3. Assist or coach interested individuals or groups prepare feasibility studies for the proposed businesses that may be required in securing funding. And lastly, train and assist would-be entrepreneurs set up their basic accounting system. As you may already know, Starting with the school year 2015 to 2016, the board has decided to help students in pursuing a 4-year degree program with focus on the BS education, as we felt this is an area that we can optimize the use of our limited resources and deliver much needed services to our constituents. We are proud to announce that the 7 scholars we are supporting are now completing their 3rd year as they continue to excel in their studies and therefore able to retain their scholarships. Next year, we hope and pray that they will earn their teaching degree and will soon begin their mission to help educate our citizenry. Through the untiring efforts of the Educational Support Working Committee headed by Ma'am Violet Dineros, we are able to select the most qualified candidates. Our budget for these programs for the school year was 11,000 per year per student, which covers their tuition fees and monthly allowances and incidental expenses. We are committed to carry on this level of support throughout the 4-year course, provided of course, they continue to meet the ESP guidelines. This year, we were able to sustain our program thanks for the utmost generosity of some individuals. I would like to express our utmost gratitude for the following donors of this program for their continued outpouring of financial support, which helped tremendously in propelling this flagship project of our association. Marilulo Carag, Miguela Pisino Adapon, Gary Riamico, Buena Ribay Tresballes, Randy Ribay. I would like to thank our donors who continue to make a difference and invest in the future of our constituents. We are hoping that many more of our alumni who have the ability will come forward and join this noble cause. I know there are many of you who are willing to open your arms to our constituents through this noble cause or any other initiatives that we will undertake for the benefit of our membership and their families. We are proud to report that we now have 238 association members with a 7.8% increase from last year. This represents the alumni who gave membership donation of at least 300 pesos or assisted during our 2013 reunion. We are gaining membership and are increased our number by only about 10% since our foundation. There's a lot of room for growth as this only represents roughly 3% of our alumni base. Reaching out to our potential members is paramount, but not easy, and this is why we need everyone's support. Please continue spreading the word that we exist, that we can use all their help we can get from our alumni so that we may effectively achieve the objectives of our association. The number of alumni in our Facebook group has grown to 650, our Facebook page to 530. Needless to say, as this social media has penetrated about 50% of the Philippine population, this is our best way to communicate with each other. Please help on visiting the OSHS Alumni Group and the OSHS Alumni Association Incorporated page on a regular basis, as this is where we disseminate information for the consumption of our beneficiaries. Of course, not everyone is on Facebook, and that is why we rely on those who are privileged to have access to this technology to please pass on the information to others. As you may be aware, we also have established an alumni database so that we can track information about our fellow alumni. We now have 623 entries in the database. Again, this is just a little over 10% of our alumni base. We will need to continue collecting up-to-date information as this is critical in implementing our projects. This slide shows the distribution of our current members by batch. The batch with the most number of members is batch 1969 with 15, followed by batches 1973 with 14, 1971 with 13, 1985 with 12, 1972, and 1981 with 10 members. There are about 47 members with a known batch year. Again, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to members for joining this crusade. Let's continue to spread the word and grow our association. The association's financial standing is in a better footing this year than last. We carried over a total of 282,184 pesos from the previous year. This association fund's modest increase was again through the generous and continuing donations from 4 alumni and 1 supporter of the association, whom I mentioned earlier. As many of you may have already known, one of the main objectives of this reunion is to raise funds to sustain our program. We are proud to announce that this initiative added about 100K to our coffers. The total inflow as of December 31 for 2017 is 442,000 pesos. Most of our expenses this year went towards the reunion, in addition to the ongoing funding for our educational support program, including other projects and administrative expenses. The total outflow through this reporting date is 376,417 pesos. This leaves a balance of 159,000 pesos to be carried over to the next fiscal year. To ensure proper and close monitoring of our educational support fund, we created the subsidiary ledger of this program. The beginning balance as of January 1st, 2017 was 32,384 pesos. The board has allocated an additional 25,000 pesos. In addition, we have received donations totaling 50,400, which brings our total available ESP funding to 107,784. With a total disbursement of 99,801 through this reporting date, we expect a surplus position in this trust fund. The excess of 7,963 will be carried over to the next year. The official and unaudited financial statements of the association is prepared and submitted to the SEC annually, as this is made available to the general membership. Please take time to review it when it's published and let us know if you have any questions. Like our first grand reunion, we spent at least 1 year organizing and preparing for the second grand reunion. We organized 16 working committees who took charge of the various activities. I would like to extend my sincerest gratitude and recognize all those who helped shape this activity and turn it into a priceless reality. Just like in any undertaking, the needed funds to make this event happen, I'm happy to announce that many of our alumni and friends came forward and gave generously. We received 146K in monetary contributions, 500 printed t-shirts given to the attendees, 198,000 in souvenir program advertising. In addition, we received thousands of medicines that were distributed during the medical mission. Due to financial acumen of those involved, we managed to limit our expenses to 240,000, which leaves us about 104,000 for our future projects. One thing is for certain, we will be able to graduate our 7 scholars in 2019, which is just 1.5 years from now. This report will be incomplete without communicating our tentative plan for the next year. Since the new board will be in place starting in January of 2018, the association's priorities will be determined by the new board of trustees that we elected yesterday. However, I am envisioning that the new leadership will continue and strengthen our ongoing programs and projects. If budget allows, the new trustees should explore the expansion of our flagship program, which is the ESP. We will continue to support the current scholars, provided they meet the program guidelines, and increase the number of recipients. In addition, we hope to revisit the support to other educational opportunities, including vocational courses and other areas of studies other than education. Book donations will continue next year. I'm hoping that more of our friends and fellow alumni members will pitch in this project. Our municipal and school libraries are in dire need for updated and useful reading materials. As shown earlier, our membership has plenty of room for growth. as we have barely 3% of our entire alumni base. Our association is still on its infancy stage. I expect that time passes, we will continue to grow and make our presence known, thereby attracting many of our alumni to join our crusade and expand our services. We know that there are opportunities to extend our support to our members in terms of livelihood projects. We have started to explore various opportunities, but unfortunately was unable to put in action this year due to limited data and resources. We hope that our new board we will resuscitate this initiative. Thank you for your kind attention. I hope this brief report did not deprive you of the much needed bonding time with your batchmates. Hopefully it provided you with a glimpse of our association's initiatives. I also hope that our modest accomplishments will join us all who are willing and able in actively supporting our association's programs and projects, thereby giving it the much needed boost and momentum. We know that the challenges are great. We realize how extremely difficult it is to sustain associations like us in the long run. But we are confident with God's guidance and your generous financial as well as moral support, we will prevail and eventually succeed in our mission. Mabuhay tayong lahat at may God continue to bless us all. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year to all.